Military snapshot. Throughout history, understanding the enemy has been a critical point toward attaining victory. However, in the current war on terror, this task has proved exceedingly difficult, since the enemy's main objectives are to promote fear, suffering, and unrest.
The enemy doesn't care about, not only does not care about, wants to kill us, they don't care about the civilian populace over there. They don't care who they kill. And unfortunately, they have killed hundreds and thousands of innocent civilians. Selected individuals that are in leadership and strategic roles within the terrorist organizations that are very astute to being able to determine what are our weaknesses. Where are we most exposed? Well, we're most exposed in moving around the country.
Based on the statistics I've seen, about a third of the casualties that we're incurring over in Iraq right now are as a result of vehicle-borne IEDs or IEDs being used against convoy operations.
In order to address the specific targeting of convoys during military operations, the U.S. Armed Forces has implemented several advanced hardware and software training technologies. By combining the virtual small arms trainer, the indirect fire trainer, close air support simulation, and a close combat tactical trainer, a complete system known as the Virtual Combat Convoy Trainer has been established.
The Humvee mock-up looks just like, feels like a Humvee that you're going to fight in the forward area. So if you're swinging your rifle around in the Humvee and you're trying to engage a target on a building and all of a sudden your weapon hits the top of your Humvee and you're masked now, you cannot engage, you're going to have that same experience in the live environment. So when you do it in the virtual, you now have to figure out, okay, what do I have to do differently so that when I hit this same scenario in the live or in combat, I know how to handle it. Because the 2 seconds, 3 seconds you lose as a result of hitting that Humvee and not knowing that you could not fully expose your weapon system, it may be the time that it takes the bad guy to engage you.
The virtual firearm is just as real as a real M16. Magazine drops out just like the real weapon. The kick of the weapon is the same, the trigger squeeze is the same. It's the real thing. You put it on burst, pull one trigger squeeze, get 3 shots just like you would with the real weapon.
The Virtual Combat Convoy Trainer provides maximum flexibility since there are no restrictions on the type of scenarios that can be developed. This includes terrain, types of weapons, level of air support, mission timeline, and enemy resistance.
The simulation is very realistic. As far as the scenery that you're in, for those of us that have been in Iraq, it's exactly the same. You look at the same buildings, the same desert, the same roads that you'd be on in there. The Humvee has the same personnel in it that you'd be traveling in there with you. You've got a TC, you've got 2 passengers, and you've got a gunner in the 50 caliber, the 249. It's just as real as you can get as if you were sitting in an actual Humvee in Iraq.
Simulations is a great training tool. It allows you to modify just about anything from the type of attack that you're trying to react to calling in indirect fire, calling in medevac support. And based on the soldier's reaction during the simulation, with technology today, you're able to manipulate the system so that based on their reaction, you can create on-the-spot corrections or modifications to that simulation to get the soldiers to react in a certain way or to throw something out at them that they're not expecting to see how they react and get the best training benefit.
One of the primary benefits of simulation training is mission rehearsal. By placing a soldier in the exact geography they will be deployed, they can execute specific battle plans and prepare for multiple eventualities.
We train soldiers today in the convoy trainer prior to deployment. They're driving down streets of Baghdad or Fallujah or Tikrit. And so when they encounter an engagement, either an ambush via small arms or whether it be an IED, an improvised explosive device, the way they react in the trainer on that same street that they potentially will react to in live combat, well, they know that. I mean, their level of attention goes way up when you tell them, hey, this is not just some ordinary piece of terrain. This is geospecific. You may be driving down this street in a couple days when you're forward deployed. Pay attention to what you're doing. Well, soldiers know that. They understand that. They understand that combat is just around the corner when they deploy. So as they drive down that street, they will take actions so that they can reinforce good things. If I drive down the street and I have an IED to my right and there's structures to my left, do I engage the structures? Do I go around the structures? Do I stop? If I stop, do I expose myself to Do small arms fire from other areas? They start to work on their tactics, techniques, and procedures. So when they see this same scenario in the live environment, or in this case combat, they can react as they did in training. Once again, training as they fight. So it improves our ability to put soldiers in harm's way and have them react in the right way so that they come home the next day.
We got hit today with everything that you could possibly imagine. I mean, down from firing of the weapon to having comms problems, any situation that you could come across there happened right here in this box today. I'm still shaking from it. I'm still shaking.
Virtual training enhances more than motor skills and muscle memory. It also helps develop perceptual skills and often forces the trainee to improve their decision-making capabilities through life and death scenarios.
Understanding the hand and arm motions, understanding what to look for in the enemy and in people that are innocents is a tremendous advantage in being able to allow our soldiers to be discriminate in what they do. In a group of 5 people, they can pick out the one who's got the weapon, and that's the one that falls. And you'll find that there's a 3-round burst in them before that guy can even get the weapon up, and the other 4 are still standing.
Since all elements of each training scenario are virtual, the military saves a great deal of time and effort on managing physical logistics.
Soldiers that are going over they're getting ready to deploy, in many cases haven't had a lot of experience at convoys. And you don't have a lot of vehicles. You can't go down the motor pool and check out vehicles. These soldiers are coming as units, but they're not bringing their equipment. They're going to fall in equipment that's over there. So we have to find an economical way of putting them in the environment. Well, virtual simulations gives you the ability to do that.
One of the most important factors during the development of this system was the ability to deliver it to troops at various geographical locations.
The VCCT system is very mobile. It's trailer mounted on 4 semi-trailers, which allows it to be packed up and shipped to any location where centralized training for convoy operations need to be conducted. So as units are identified for future rotations into the combat theater, this system can be moved to that location, set up and in place for a set period of time to allow those soldiers that will be deploying to go through and conduct training, to go through rehearsals, to test out, validate their standard operating procedures, or whatever other training objectives need to be achieved prior to them, one, going to actual convoy live fire, where they actually have live ammunition and targets, as well as before they deploy into a combat operation and combat theater.
As American forces continue simulation training to assist with convoy operations throughout Iraq, the enemy may soon realize that our men and women may not be as vulnerable a target as they once thought. For more information about military technologies that protect and aid our troops, please visit www.army.mil. The Military Snapshot staff would like to extend a special thank you to our men and women in uniform. We are very proud and grateful for your outstanding performance in service to our country. FATS was selected as a featured guest of the Military Snapshot series based on their virtual combat convoy trainers' ability to improve the effectiveness of convoy operations. We would like to thank them for their assistance in creating programming that is designed to both educate and motivate our troops. FATS would now like to share some technical information related to both the current status and the future development of the virtual combat convoy trainer. The realism of firearms training scenarios is not achieved easily. It is only through a state-of-the-art design process that technicians have been able to bring all of the necessary simulation elements together effectively.
The caliber of the staff required to develop these kinds of simulators is really twofold. You need high technology experts that can provide the greatest level of realism in terms of graphics and simulation, And then you need subject matter experts who have the been there, done that experience so that they can make sure that's effective for the real world training mission.
In order to provide the most realistic experience possible, company engineers employ extensive 3D modeling and precision electronics construction to create a comprehensive assortment of weapons and training scenarios.
Some of the most widely used weapon simulators are very similar to the real world weapon simulators, such as the M16, Glock 17, M4, Beretta M9, and there are currently over 300 different types of weapon simulators around the world to support the military operations, such as mortars, sniper rifles, anti-tank weapons, and such.
One of the most significant strengths of the VCCT system is the flexibility it provides to the trainer, who is able to change any given detail of a scenario so that a soldier never experiences the exact same training mission twice.
We tax the troops to the training by just constantly altering the scenarios. They may run through the same route from point A to point B the same way 10 times in a row, but what they encounter along the way will be different every time. This time they may receive engagement, and then in the same place next time they won't, but there will be some people standing there. And they're going to want to shoot those people because last time they received engagement there. Just like in real life, they're experiencing that in Iraq right now as the soldiers come back and they let us know these things. So it just keeps their situational awareness at a heightened state, identifying friend from foe, identifying danger from non-danger.
While FATS has had great success with the virtual combat convoy trainer, there are several advancements planned for the future, both in the technological development of the simulators and their global reach.
The technological advancements that I see on the horizon are really improvements in graphics and artificial intelligence. The goal here is to try and make the simulation as real as possible. Improved graphics will give you a more immersive effect, and the artificial intelligence for the mapping of the enemy, the behaviors of the enemy, the reactions to the actions that the trainees take will make it more realistic.
Coming up for VCCT definitely is going to be 360-degree visibility. Right now we only have about 225 to 250. 360 is going to give them the ability to see all the way around them as well as engage all the way around them. And a possible implementation of blue fire weaponry, which is non-tethered and going to give them a lot more freedom of movement with those weapon systems when they need to dismount the vehicles.
To learn more about how FATS simulation technologies help push the training envelope, please visit our website at www.fatsinc.com or call us at 800-813-9046. This has been a Creative Force Video Productions presentation.